Hi there, guys, and welcome to Long Live Play, where we talk about our love-hate relationship with PlayStation. That's right, folks. This is our first PlayStation podcast episode. Episode 1 of Long Live Play. And, I'm Efocutioner, of course. And, I'm just really excited about this. This is, people have been telling us that, we need to do, more of a focused, detailed area. So, I was like, you're right, man. So, PlayStation. Because we have PlayStations. And I was like, why not talk about PlayStation? Because we mostly talk about PlayStation anyways on the Chronicles of Gamers. So here we are. Long Live Play. Talking about our love-hate relationship with PlayStation, folks. So, of course, if you, everyone knows about this. But in just in case you don't know, there was a special event that happened this week. It is called Paris Games Week. And PlayStation kind of had their conference there. Let me rephrase that. PlayStation had their conference there. It was, I don't know, it was eye-opening, man. It caused some little controversy. But, let's go into the games that I actually liked. Or the games that I found interesting. And the first one was Ogre. It made me think of Abzu and Journey. I mean, I'm really curious to know why this kid is able to turn into a dragon. I thought that was kind of interesting. I thought that was really cool. And then another game that I thought was really sick, and that made me think of every action movie, like Alan Wake and the Predator 2 and Lethal Weapon and stuff, was Blood and Truth. It's a PSVR game, and yeah, man, if I ever when I get my PSVR, this is going to be number 2 of my 5 games that I just buy on the day I get my PSVR. So, Blood and Truth is definitely number 2. I need 3 more before I can buy a PSVR. And I'll tell you the next one next episode. So, haha. But, let's talk about the big games. The ones that really make me want to, throw my wallet at PlayStation right now. Just take my money. Monster Hunter World. This game looks amazing, and I don't know that much about Monster Hunter, but, Gamer Composer's been telling me about it, and I was like, you know what, man, I really want to try it. It looks good. It looks interesting, and what really gets me is the fact that this one's actually co-op. So me and Gamer Composer can play that together, man. I know we've been looking for a game to play it together. Hopefully Lord Brioche can join us too, because I think you could probably play 4 people. Let's knock on wood that you can play 4 people. Spider-Man. Yo, Spider-Man. Oh my gosh. That looks freaking amazing. I'm quite curious. I'm not too sure on the negative villains or whatever, but hey, I think the story's going to be good. But it really seems like the trailers just look amazing. I'm in. The last good Spider-Man game I played was Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, so hopefully this one surpasses Shattered Dimensions. And then after that is Shadow of Colossus. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. I have not played this game since PS2. That game was probably one of my most difficult because at a time where everyone else was using the internet and stuff, I didn't really have the internet in my place, and I can only look things up at school. But a lot of the Colossus, I did not look up. I had to figure it out on my own. So I'm quite curious to see if this remake is going to have the same type of weaknesses and the same spot with the Colossus and everything. But the trailer looks good. This game, I can't see PlayStation, screwing this up. So, fingers tight. It's looking good. God of War! Oh my gosh. I'm still a little upset about the different, voice actors and stuff. But, I won't get into semantics of that. Well, not on this PlayStation podcast, of course. But, the trailer looks good. You get this nice little shiny axe. You get to throw the axe. You get to do slashing attacks from a certain distance. You get to throw slashing attacks. You're freaking Zoro from One Piece and stuff, man. Just yeah! And then you can, throw the axe and then be axe, return to me! Mjolnir and stuff. Or Mew Mew. And of course, it still has the same old God of War stuff where you can take the enemy and throw them at each other. Oh, it looks so freaking good. It's a God of War game. I can't wait. That's gonna be good. And then last is like Ghost of Tsushima. Like, man, I have a hard time pronouncing this word. Like I legit have a hard time pronouncing it. Like before recording, I was trying to, I listened to the videos and I have a hard time pronouncing this one. So please forgive me if I'm like saying it wrong. But it was made by Sucker Punch, which are the people that made Infamous, Second Son, First Light. And for those that are my old school PS2 fans, Sly Cooper. Not a huge fan of Sly Cooper. I like the first one. I didn't like the second. But, yo, this game is going to be mostly open world, action, stealth, adventure game. And it'll be in the course of 1274 feudal Japan. This game looks amazing. I am quite curious. I hope they release a demo for us to play. Demo! PlayStation, demo! We need a demo. Guys, don't you think we need a demo? Comment at the bottom if you think we need a demo for this. And then, of course, we're going to go into the big two. The big two that caused the greatest controversy of Paris Games Week. My gosh. Detroit Become Human and The Last of Us Part 2. Yo, let's go into Detroit, though. So, Detroit Become Human, since the last trailer, I'm not going to lie, it stepped up the story-wise. And of course, if you've seen the last trailer, that's where you kind of saw like this little android revolution. This time, you're kind of put into this position, playing as this female android, and you notice that there's like, abuse going on in the house, and you have the option to do nothing, and this little girl dies, or you can do something, and it's either you die or the guy dies. So it's quite interesting. Like, I'm really curious to see if we will only be playing through like certain androids' perspectives, or will it be like, we go from one android and then that android interacts with a human and we play as the human, and then that human interacts with another android and we play from there. So quite serious. I'm curious to see who we're going to be, how the story is going to progress. Very curious to see that. And I'm expecting multiple endings. So this is going to be good. I'm really looking forward to Detroit Become Human. Like, this is going to be good. Good. And then of course we have The Last of Us Part 2. Whew, man. Well, as far as we can see, starting up from The Last of Us Part 2, you see this woman who looks like Ellie. And at first I was kind of thinking to myself, like, maybe this is Ellie. And I'm like, nah, the last time we saw Ellie, I mean, she looked tough, but she ain't look buff. So, I mean, this could be like Ellie's mom right now. But one thing we see is that she's being tortured. And it really makes you wonder because, if you watch the trailer, even though I'm kind of showing the trailer here, if you watch the trailer, you can hear like the woman that after they hang the lady that looks like Ellie, you see this other woman come up, and then of course you see them interacting. And the weird thing about it was she was like, "Yo, clip her wings," right? So I'm wondering, like, oh, is this a faction between Fireflies? Like maybe the endings of The Last of Us, the original Last of Us. Spoilers alert if you never played The Last of Us, but at this point you probably should have. Or you can just watch it. Joel pretty much killed the leader of the Fireflies. So maybe this could be like a Firefly faction that's going on. Like maybe there's like a civil war between the Fireflies. Maybe there's a rival group that just, decided to take advantage of the chaos between the Fireflies, and now they're trying to fight for control. Or maybe, this is like, okay, well, we tried to use Ellie, but to figure out a cure for all this, but since shit went sour, maybe we'll use Ellie's mom or something. So who knows? I'm just quite curious on the story, but yeah. These two games really caused some controversy and created quite a few articles. Polygon, Eurogamer. Yeah, and believe it or not, the last one was what was it? It's like the Telegraph. Anyways though, so Julia from Polygon. Let's talk about the Polygon article. She felt that the violence between the two women was unnecessary for The Last of Us Part 2, and she didn't really understand the trailer because of it. So Jim Ryan had to speak up. He told the Telegraph about how people need to remember that some games. I'm paraphrasing this, of course. You can click on the article. It's in the show notes. I put all my stuff in the show notes. Whatever I discuss about, you could always click on it in the show notes. But yeah, Jim Ryan pretty much, tells people like, yo, you have to remember, like, some games are made for adults. So, and of course, Julia in the article that she wrote, was talking about how it's kind of weird that you would go from Spider-Man and then you go from, Detroit Become Human, where you see like domestic child abuse and like, people dying. And then you go from like another family friendly thing. Then you go straight into The Last of Us Part 2, where you see this woman being hung and being beaten. And I'm like, that makes sense. But at the same time, it's also PlayStation's like event, Like, I guess I would make some argument to that. And then at the same time, it's like Paris Game Week, especially here in the US, was during the time where most kids would be at school anyways. And then the second of all, most kids don't even like, it's not like a family friendly event where it's like, gather around kids, let's all come together and sit down and watch these wonderful game trailers. Like, no, man, most of these people just watch this stuff on the internet. So, some kids will watch The Last of Us there, and then some won't. And then even at the PlayStation Paris Games Week conference, it was mostly adults. It was all adults, actually. Even the adults in the VIP section. It was all adults. So I kind of find it interesting that she just had a problem with it. Like, I can understand the part of, yeah, there's violence without context, but from that argument, you could also say, like, well, as you clearly see, the woman does kind of look like Ellie. And of course, if you watch the interview that was later done on PlayStation's YouTube channel, you'll learn more about how the story is going to go away from Joe and Ellie and more into like, other people's perspectives. That's why it's called The Last of Us Part 2 and not The Last of Us 2. So we're learning about someone else's story during the events of Joe and Ellie. That's what I'm assuming. So this is maybe our first time, like, okay, so now we learned about Ellie. Maybe this is Ellie's mom. So now we're going to learn about Ellie's mom. And then we're going to learn about the 2 connection. And then we'll probably learn that, since Ellie is immune to this virus, maybe Ellie's mom is immune to it too. So, they could both be the saviors of this entire planet. They may be able to cure every freaking clicker, or at the very least, protect everybody else from getting, infected themselves. So, but then at the same time, it's like, The Last of Us does have violence in the game, if you played the game, of course. If you haven't, then, And, I don't know, man, like, Julie's argument, I kind of wanted to dissect it a little bit more, but of course, this isn't the place to do it. I have another place to do it, but I do mention, like, yeah, she has a point on the context, but at the same time, if you played the game, then it kind of speaks for itself. And it's not more of the intention of, oh my gosh, we got to grab everyone's attention and make them, super excited and be like, oh, I need to play this game. No, it's more like, we're looking at it from the perspective of like, is this the aftermath, the fallout from what Joel did, killing the leader of the Fireflies? Or was this like before the event? Maybe this is like, Ellie's mom, like maybe a different faction, which we do know that there are other factions besides the Fireflies that, are trying to, fight for territory position. Maybe they realize that Ellie does have the cure, and they're probably going to, Ellie's mom has the cure, assuming that's Ellie's mom, of course. That could be her sister at the same time. Who knows? But this Ellie lookalike might have the cure, and they're, like, going to dissect her and all, all that stuff. And then, let's go into, Martin from for Eurogamer, who decided to, David talked to Martin, Robertson. David Cage talked to Martin Robertson from Eurogamer. Oh, no, David, yeah. And he was trying to tell people about, as he's talking about Detroit being human, and he was saying like and once again, I'm paraphrasing, everything's in the show notes. He was trying to say like, he's trying to create a strong, meaningful story. And of course, seeing the trailer from that small perspective, it does seem once again like, yo, this is a little bit extreme, but based off the last 2 trailers, it kind of fits to the story of the narrative. First, you're playing as this cop who most people aren't really that trusting with anyways. You can tell you can't tell what's going on with the world. Then you see the second trailer where you kind of realize that these androids are pretty much like the servants. And, two androids are like, no, man, they're treating our brothers and sisters horribly. We got to free them. We got to stop this. We got to start a revolution. And now we're kind of seeing a perspective of like, you got this guy who's upset that his wife left him, and, he's taking it out on his kid, and he's basically beat other androids to death, as the daughter even talked about. So once again, 3 different stories. They could all tie together. It's something that should make you think like, oh wow, even though that's happening, it's something that should make you think. And that's pretty much, what Cage was talking about when he talked to Robertson. David Cage talked to Robertson. Martin Robertson. But yeah, that's pretty much what the article is. And I mean, it's, for me, it's just one of those things where it's like, I can understand where these people are coming from. I understand where these game journalists are coming from. Like this, the violence between those 2 trailers are kind of serious. But at the same time, let's not forget about the real problems of the video game industry right now. And that's the loot boxes and games with the service idea and these microtransactions. And hell, maybe, season passes got a freaking problem. I'm just saying, it's not bad to talk about. It's a good thing to talk about. But if you're going to talk about it, at least actually talk about it. And if you have a problem with it, that's fine. But, don't make this witch hunt of like, the Last of Us trailers weren't that bad before. And it's just like, well, I mean, they were kind of bad. And at the time, we had no idea about the world of The Last of Us. So it kind of makes sense that, most of the trailers were focused around Joel and Ellie. While this one is kind of like, now we understand the world of The Last of Us. So let's focus on what's going on in other parts of the world. And then same thing with Detroit Being Human. Just saying. And yeah, man, that's pretty much Paris Games Week, man, 2017. Woo! Can't wait. So I know on my list, it's definitely going to be God of War. Or actually, no, Detroit Being Human comes out first. So I think I'll just hop on that. God of War is definitely Shadow Colossus, yada yada yada. But I'm really excited, man. I've seen these trailers look good. Excited, yay! But of course, there's more news besides Paris Games Week. Fans, ladies and gentlemen, because I've not played this game, fans are trying to lobby on Twitter to bring Medievil back, or at least put it on the PS4. This was since Medievil's birthday was on October 30th, gamers have been using the hashtag Resurrect Forske. Dang. Even I had a hard time. See, these are 2 words I have a hard time pronouncing. But, I've not played Medieval. I played the demo when I went to go see Gamer Composer. And he has, like, old PS1 demos. And he had that. And I was like, this game is legit fun. And I was like, we should get this game. But we couldn't find it, so... But people are trying to bring this back, and so far nothing yet, man. But hey, if we get enough people to do it, I can't see PlayStation not hopping on popping doing this thing. And then last but not least, Sonic Forces, ladies and gentlemen. If you are interested in Sonic Forces, I kind of am, but Sega doesn't really think we're able to handle a 60-second demo of Sonic Forces. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a 60-second demo. In a recent live stream that those were looking to play, Sonic Forces, they were talking about how the demo is available in Japan, but not in the West because, and this is what it says on the live stream, they actually had it on I can't believe they actually put this on there, but they put this on there, and it's like, we understand that there are probably some different sensibilities between how Western consumers would react to a 60-second demo of a game versus how Japanese consumers would. In particular, we know that it might seem like a really weird thing for those out here in the West. That is probably the reason you won't see the demo coming here in the West. Now it doesn't mean that does, that's their perspective. Now, the thing that I was kind of curious about is why the demo is 60 seconds. Or 1 minute. Goodness forbid, 60 seconds does kind of sound better than 1 minute. And I don't understand why you would feel like most people from, at least the US couldn't handle it. Like, I love Sonic enough that I would have played the demo. I would have been really curious. But I'm just really curious why the hell the demo is only 60 seconds. So, we won't find out till Tuesday, folks. Sonic Forces, Sega. I ain't got much to say on that. And then that's pretty much the news for PlayStation. Yay! But, now that we got that out the way, it is time to know what games are coming out for the PS4. What games can Michael play for Michael? For those that don't know, Long Live Play is based off the original PlayStation commercials. Yeah, I would highly recommend you typing it in, Long Live Play. Watch the old PlayStation commercials. Anyways, though, games coming out on the PS4 this November. Ooh. We have .hack GU Last Recode for PS4 and PSN. November 3rd, North America. I don't know if you guys want me to read the description on this, but nah. You don't need a description on that. It's .hack. Everyone knows .hack. It's just pretty much log back into the .hack GU trilogy, return to the world as Hasio tracked down, Tri-Edge and .hack Last Record. Yeah, just look, man. My .hack people know this. Call of Duty World War II coming out on PS4, retail, and PSN November 3rd. So pretty much by the time you watch this, it's already out, man. Call of Duty, where loot boxes rain from the sky. Anyway, Sonic Forces, PS4 and PSN and retail, November 7th, worldwide. Why I can't see them releasing the 60-second demo. But here, let me give you a description. Join an epic high-speed fight to save a world decimated by Dr. Eggman and a mysterious villain in the newest game from the team that made Sonic Colors and Sonic Generation. Experience fast-paced action as modern Sonic. Catapult past perilous platforms as classic Sonic. And use your powerful new gadgets as your very own custom character. Well, custom hero character. Oh, Sonic. Need for Speed Payback! Woo! PS4 retail and PSN November 10th, North America and EU. It's Need for Speed. What do you want me to say, man? You don't need a description on that. Come on, man. It's Need for Speed. Demon Gaze 2 for PS4, PS Vita, retail and PSN November 14th in North America and November 17th in Europe. Megastar has spellbound the people of Austria. I think I've said that wrong. That's another word I have a hard time pronouncing. It's obeying him as the Revolutionist Party attempts to overthrow him. It's up to you, the Demon Gazer, to wield the power of demons, liberate Austria's citizens, and shine the light of revolution. Prince. LA Noire Remaster, PS4 retail and PSN November 14th. My LA Noire is back. Remaster gives me a reason to actually finish the game. So I started on PS3 and I stopped. But a dark and violent crime thriller set against the backdrop of 1940s Los Angeles. Amid the post-war boom of Hollywood's golden age, Cole Phillips, an LAPD detective, is thrown headfirst into a city of drowning in its own success. Corruption is rampant, the drug trade is exploding, and murder rates are all at an all-time high. In his fight to climb the ranks and do what's right, Phelps must unravel the truth behind a string of arson attacks, racketeering, conspiracies, brutal murders, battling the LA underworld, and even the members of his own department to uncover a secret that could shake the city to its rotten core. Utilizing revolutionary facial animation technology that captures every nuance of an actor's facial performance in astonishing detail, LA Noire blends the breathtaking action with true detective work for unprecedented interactive experience. Solve brutal crimes, plots, and conspiracies inspired by real crimes from 1947 Los Angeles, one of the most corrupt and violent times in LA's history. Ooh. crew search for clues, chase out suspects, and interrogate witnesses as you struggle to find the truth in a city where everyone has something to hide. LA Noire, November 14th, folks. Farming Simulator 17th, Platinum Edition for PS4, retail, and PSN, November 14th. I mean, it's Farming Simulator. What do you want me to do? I'm not going to do nothing special. It's literally Farming Simulator. Farming! Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. Oh, come on, man. PS4 retail and PSN, November 14th. I'm not doing anything special for this. It's Marvel, baby. Yo, Marvel doesn't need anything said. And it's Lego. Come on. Tokyo Tattoo Girls, PS Vita, retail and PSN, November 14th, North America, and November 17th, EU. After a calamity befalls Tokyo, some of the city survivors find themselves with powerful abilities bestowed upon them by colorful tattoos. The city is cordoned off from the world and its inhabitants isolated. To create peace, the city has been divided into 23 wards, each controlled by a powerful group known as Kume. Together, these Kume formed a union, and it's rumored that escape from the devastated city is possible, but only for the person who manages to defeat all 23 Kume. Kume. Star Wars Battlefront 2 comes out on PS4, PSN, retail, November 17th, not 14th, 17th, folks. November 17th, North America and EU. Rush through waves of enemies on Star Killer. Just wanted to start, I just wanted to stop there. Star Killer, Star Wars. Whatever. Enemies on Star Killer base with the power of your lightsaber in your hands. Storm through the jungle canopies of a hidden rebel base on Yavin 4 with your fellow troopers, dispensing firepower from ATSD. I can't even say that word. Line up your X-Wing squadron for an attack on a mammoth First Order Star Destroyer in space. Damn. First Order Star Destroyer? Really? Okay. Or rise as a new Star Wars hero. Iden, an elite Imperial Special Forces soldier, and discover an emotional and gripping single-player story spanning 30 freaking years. Experience rich and living Star Wars multiplayer battlegrounds across all three eras. Prequel, classic, and new trilogy! Customize and upgrade your heroes, starfighters, or troops, each with unique abilities to exploit in battle. Exploit in battle. Oh gosh, did they really just put that? Yo, it says exploit in battle. Loot boxes? Let me stop. Right. Ride Tauntauns or take control of your tank and speeders. Down Star Destroyers the size of cities. Use the Force to provide your worth against iconic characters as Kylo Ren, Darth Maul, or Han Solo, R.I.P. baby, man. Damn, I don't even know how you're alive right now. But as you play a part in the game, they didn't even mention, hold on, you ain't mentioned Ren? Yeah. You got Kylo Ren, but what about whatever, man? As you play a part in a gaming experience inspired by 40 years of timeless Star Wars films, you can become the master of your own Star Wars hero journey, bro. Wait, hold up, man. Like you ain't got none of the earlier Jedis, man. Yo, what about Ahsoka? You ain't got no Ahsoka in this bitch? Yo, you need some Ahsoka. Oh, anyways, all right, let me go for more. The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim VR, PSVR, retail, PSN, November 17th, North American EU. It's Skyrim. It's freaking Skyrim. What do you want me to say? I'm not even going to say the description. It's freaking Skyrim. Skyrim, man. Alright, let's go into something else. Yo, man. Schoolgirl / Zombie Hunter, PS4, retail, and PSN, November 17th, North America and EU. Set in the Ochihabara universe and taking place at the prestigious Kurasuku High School, known for its balanced curriculum of sports and academics, this is a story of survival. 5 students cut off from the outside world and surrounded by seemingly endless waves of ravaging zombie hordes work together on their own. Each of the 5 characters has their own trials, tribulations, and triumphs as they all strive for common goals. Find the source of the undead infestation, annihilate them with overpowered weaponry and fashionable undergarments. Ooh. And put an end to this crisis. The Sims 4! The Sims 4. PS4 retail. PSN. November 17th, North American EU. Enjoy the power to create and control people in a virtual world where there are no rules. Express your creativity as you customize your Sims' appearance and personality and build them the perfect homes. Develop your Sims relationship, pursue careers, and explore vibrant new worlds. Sims 4. Monster of the Deep, Final Fantasy 15, PSVR, PSN, November 21st, North America and EU. Dive deep into the world of Final Fantasy 15 as you head out on a fishing expedition with Noctis in the game. Join Ignis, Prompto, and Gladio, and other familiar faces in a picturesque backdrop en route to a thrilling encounter with the menace that lurks in the deep. Like, really? Is it weapon? What the hell is in the water? Why are we fishing? And, oh gosh, and the impatient, the impatient, PSVR retail, PSN, November 21st, North America and EU. Discover who you are before it's too late in the Impatient. A PSVR exclusive set in the Blackwood Sanatorium over 60 years prior to the 2016 BAFTA award-winning Until Dawn. Ooh, with deep immersion that places you in the game. You take on a role of an insomniac patient who must find out who you are and why you are in the sanatorium. With a branching narrative and different endings, every choice you make can drastically affect the way the game plays out. Last but not least, Black Mirror, PS4, PSN, November 28th, North America and EU. British nobleman Samuel Gordon has just returned to his homeland after a self-imposed 12-year absence, reluctantly returning to his magnificent home in Black Mirror manner. He is desperate to prove that he is ultimately death of his ancestor. William Gordon was not just an untimely death of his ancestor. William Gordon was just not an unfortunate accident. Samuel reads William's private diary and quickly discovers that there has been a number of mysterious deaths, and he gets closer to these crimes. He realizes that he is very much at the center of the mystery. Samuel must do all he can to solve the mystery and keep himself alive. Damn it, Samuel, will you live? Well, you won't find out till November 28th, son. Yeah, man. And those are the games that are coming out this month for PlayStation. And then now that Michael knows what games to look forward to that he can buy this month, to Michael, we can tell him what games are coming up for PlayStation Plus this month for Michael. And that is R-Type Dimensions for PS3, Ragdoll Kung Fu Fist of Plastic PS3, Dungeon Punks PS Vita, cross-buy with PS4 though. Ooh, not bad. Cross-buy's good. And Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse, episodes 1 and 2, PS Vita. And that is the news for these next 2 weeks, man. For PlayStation. I appreciate you guys all listening. We had a lovely time. I had a lovely time doing this. Man, Log and Live Play is we'll be back in 2 weeks, man. We're bi-weekly, and that gives us enough time to collect enough information from PlayStation, and then of course give it to you, the listeners. If you appreciate listening to Long Live Play, please comment at the bottom. It's right there. Of course, you follow us, the Chronicles of Gamers. Follow the page, subscribe to the page. You also have the website, and you have SoundCloud where you can listen to the Chronicles of Gamers podcast, where we talk about our stuff. Anyways, guys, If you have any news or any PlayStation love or things that you want to discuss, please comment at the bottom. And follow me. I'm on Twitter, Efocutioner. And I'm on Twitter, The Chronicles of Gamers. And Facebook, The Chronicles of Gamers. Anyways, though, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for pressing that play button. Like, seriously, thank you. Because, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to press play with us. I'm out of here. Stay lit.